Hi, and welcome to Object-Oriented Programming. When we describe a use case scenario, we are typically looking at describing a goal that an actor can accomplish in a single encounter. And we are trying to stay focused on the user's goal, on their intention. So for example, login into application might first sound like a use case. It has an active verb. It typically has multiple steps, multiple conditions. You could forget the password or be required to register or so on. But if we emphasize the user focus their goal, we realize that their goal with our system is not log in. The reason they want to log in is to do something. So what is that something in your system? We are looking for something like purchase item, create a new document, balance accounts. These are used focused goals. Each with these several steps that could be accomplished in one encounter. Logging in might be a part of these use case, part of these goals, but it's not a use case in itself. On the other side of the equation, a goal on the level of write book or merge organization would be too broad. Those would involve multiple encounters with whatsoever application is used. Now, it is true that some people do define these broader and smaller use case as a way of trying things together, but at least initially. You want to focus on the true user goals use case, emphasize the goals of one encounter. Now, a simple casual use case can still have multiple scenarios. We have talked about the main successful scenario that one want to focus on. This is something referred to as sunny day use case. What happens when everything goes right? But when necessary, we describe the alternate paths or extension. So in a case of purchase item, we might have a couple of options for what happens when something is out of stock. What happens if the customer payment method is rejected? But you are not trying to envisage all the bizarrely unlikely but technically possible events. Just the typical situation that would occur and what you want to do with those situations. Again, you could write these as paragraphs, you could these as a number of steps. We are going to readability and ease of use case and ease of creation these formalities. When you are writing, use active voice, omit needless words, omit needless details. It's very common to see sentences like the system is providing with the payment information and shipping information by the customer. But you could just easily say customer provides payment and shipping information. Active voice, easier to read, short, readable, concise. Another very important and common thing you will see particularly from programmers is there too much of detail. So a detail connects to the external payment process over HTTPS and joins JSON to submit the provided payment information to be validated. Then waits for the delegated callback response. We are not trying to write pseudocodes. This is too much of details. We need this system validates payment information. For a use case, that's absolutely fine. That's more than enough. When you are doing this, focus on intention. Keep the user interface out of it. A little earlier, I had shown a number of examples on purchase item use case, and even on the first two steps of the scenario, customer chooses to enter the checkout process, and customer is shown a confirmation page for order allowing them to change quantities, removal items, or cancel. Well, notice that we are describing this all without word pages, clicks, buttons, select mouse. None of that. There are no click on the checkout buttons. There is no rearrange using JavaScript. We are focusing on the intention. The form of the user interface will focus the function of the applications and what we want to do. Now once you have come up with these first set of actors, first set of goals, here is a few more questions to see if you have missed anything. These may prompt new goal scenarios or a new actors. What does system administrator? If this is a system that needs to be started or stopped or backed up at the weekend or the software updates applied, what does that and how do they interact with the application? Who manages users and security? particularly if you have a role-based actor. What happens if the system fails? While the person who reacts to this may not be classic user, they are certainly an actor. Is anyone looking at performance metrics or system activity or logs? And you will often find that these questions will actually prompt a couple of fairly obvious actors for your applications, particularly if it is being developed internally to a company. And if you are focusing on the actor's goal, the user's intention, use active voice, writing short, succinct descriptions of the scenario. That's more than enough to move forward. Once you have few use cases written, you may find it useful to look at the use case diagrams to tie that together. So that's all for this video, and thank you so much for watching.